I want to know what you think of this Reddit story. When I came across it from Best of Redditor Update, I was shocked by it. Let's get into it. It's titled, My college says if I miss class to testify at my assault trial, they'll drop me from my classes. This was originally posted on Legal Advice. Here we go. My college says if I miss class to testify at my assault trial, they'll drop me from my classes. I am a university student about 5 hours driving distance from my hometown where the assault occurred, and I'll need to travel there to testify at the trial. I've spoken to my advisor and all my professors, notifying them of the days I'll be out, and everyone was understanding, giving me take-home versions of any tests or work I'll be missing. Unfortunately, one of the days I'll likely need to be out coincide with midterms, so my professor was required to get approval from the academic dean and dean of the college to issue a take-home midterm. His request for a take-home midterm was denied, and when it came to the attention of these deans, they contacted all my professors and informed me if I missed that many classes, it would have been approximately 2 of each classes, maybe 3, depending on some court scheduling, and 4 of another class, but it meets every day of the week. My professors were comfortable marking these as reported absences, which basically means there was a justification like a doctor's note or other official documentation. I showed the deans that I was in fact being called to testify by the defense, so it wasn't even really like I had a choice. I figured that would be enough documentation. The dean says that personal non-medical conflicts could not be counted as reported absences and would be treated as unreported absences. So treated as the same thing as if I just slept through class. They suggest I apply for a leave of absence for the semester because otherwise I'll be dropped from my classes at the 3rd absence and be on probation if dropped from 2 or more classes. School policy. This attack took enough from me already. I went to great lengths to be sure I didn't miss a day of school while recovering. I do not want this man to derail my life further by pushing back my graduation date. I spoke to the Title IX office who promised me they could help, but it turns out their idea of helping was helping me plan my leave of absence. I do not want to take a leave of absence. All my professors were ready and willing to work with me, and I was and am entirely capable of keeping up with the work. Do I have any legal recourse here against the school? Wow. When I first read that, I could not believe that this college would do something like this to a victim of an assault. That is just adding salt to the wound. Unbelievable. And it's just so unnecessary to put further pressure on this OP. I'm just so disappointed. But let's see what some of the comments have to say. First commenter says, what would the leave of absence entail that you are against? Would it force you to retake all your classes? OP responds by saying, I would have to withdraw from the university for a full semester, leaving me to either spend all summer in school, thus unable to work full-time, or graduate late. And there is no guarantee I'll even get my full tuition back. That's very understandable. Comment number 2 says, have you been served a subpoena? Does your university consider a court order as a legitimate excuse for missing class? If no and yes, ask the attorney to subpoena you and show that as documentation. OP says, I have been subpoenaed and show the documentation to the deans. Unfortunately, it isn't just missing the midterm, it's missing any classes at all. And I have classes 5 days a week and court doesn't run on weekends, which is why they were pushing me for a take of leave of absence. I'll keep trying to push the subpoena as proof, as I absolutely need to be there to get justice, and it isn't like it's a fun outing for me, like I'm trying to skip class for a Law and Order type of experience. Another commenter says, I'll get that in writing from the dean and go over his head, because there's no possible way the campus legal team would be at all happy to know what he was doing. And I doubt the rest of the university administration would like their campus to be the focus of news reports of colleges forbidding victims of crimes from testifying in court. Make an appointment with whoever it is immediately above your dean, maybe the chancellor, depending on your university, and talk to them. The OP replied by saying, "Thank you. I haven't even considered the legal team because in my mind, they're there to protect the administration and or the administrator. I'll look into that. Thanks." So the OP provides another update. My college says that if I miss another assault case trial, they'll drop me from my classes. Update 1. Within a day of meeting with the school's general counsel, my attorney and I were invited to meet with the deans who had made the initial decision. One of my professors also apparently saw my legal advice post and put 2 to 2 together. My professors were not previously aware of the full extent of what was going on. And he and my other professors submitted a letter on my behalf protesting the administration's decision, copying the board, the ombudsman, legal counsel, and high-level members of the administration, which was so incredibly touching. I am still overwhelmed and trying to properly thank them. Between my professor's incredible gesture and my showing up with an attorney raising flags at the meeting, I was given carte blanche to work out the details of my absence between myself and my professors. I'll take them at school just early, and 2 were able to give me modified assignments that could be done at home, but still exemplify the same knowledge and skill sets. The ombudsman and the legal counsel assure me they are looking into the policy that causes this ordeal in the first place, and the ombudsman is making sure the policy is being correctly and reasonably enforced. Example, not used to coerce students into violating a subpoena. And the legal counsel is advising the administration on new guidelines for the policy so no one else has to experience this going forward. Thank you everyone here for taking the time to give me such helpful advice. I appreciate you all. Woo! Good job, OP, for showing up with your attorney. And I'm glad that you also had the support of your professors. That is incredible. And I'm very sorry that you have to go through this and that the added pressure from the dean of the university giving you such a hard time for missing class is unbelievable. But I hope everything works out. And I hope that no other students have to experience what you have to go through. Anyways, what do you guys think of this story? What would you have done in OP's position? Do you think that you would be as strong as this OP? Or would you have taken the leave of absence? Let me know in the comment sections. And remember, if you like these types of stories, to continue to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.